Hello guys, and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars unboxing video. Today we're here with 75092, the Naboo Starfighter. It is the newest Naboo Starfighter, and it is the final one I have to get for my collection. I have all four now of the big builds, and I am working my way through all of the mini builds. I have a few advent calendars. I think there's one advent calendar, two polybags, something around those kind of numbers, and maybe a microfighter or something. And I'm working my way through collecting all of them because this is definitely one of my favorite ships. It comes with a whopping 7 minifigures, and to be honest, you can probably count the Droideka as minifigures as well, so that's 9 minifigures. And for a Lego Star Wars set, that's actually pretty good. They don't do that big of a number on minifigs anymore, unless it's about 80 to 100 or 120 quid worth of a Lego set. So now we can give you a look at the back of the box. And on this you'll see a few things now that's worth mentioning. You'll see over here you got animated battle scenes and animated version of the set, which they haven't, I don't know if they've done a lot. And you will see the Star Wars Rebels minifigures down there as well, which is kind of funny to see on an episode 1 set, but you know, I'm not exactly sure why that. I'm assuming that Star Wars Rebels came out around the same time, or else the Lego sets for Star Wars Rebels might have come out around the same time, which is what results in that. Now I will say the stand for this is pretty much the same, well, not the same, but it's very similar to the previous version, and the build itself from the outside looking in looks to be very similar to the last version, with maybe a few updates, in the sense that we updated the little tubes on the back there from the longer ones. These ones are more sturdy, which I think is good, but I also think the other ones are better because they're longer, simply, but they do break an awful lot easier. I have a couple now from the very original Naboo Starfighter that was released, and they have just crumbled and cracked. Otherwise, I'll just give you a look at some of the other little boxes. It's showing you some flick fire missiles, spring-loaded shooters, and showing you the ample room for R2 and the pilot in there. And it shows you just a little bit of what comes with it. Unfortunately, it does come with thumb tabs, but I'm just going to open it the same way I open any other box, and just punch a hole through the front of it. No, I'm gonna use my knife and open it up and break all the glue seals around it. So I'm going to flat pack the box then, as per usual. So from the back of the box to the unbox, let's see what we got here. So we seem to have one instruction manual. Can't say I'm too surprised. And what, 4 bags? 4 numbered bags. Any bags hidden under there? No, we have. So, and of course, with every other Naboo fighter we've gotten, maybe not the first one. I haven't actually gotten the first one from New Inbox, but you know, every other one has a sticker sheet with 4 bags and an instruction book. We will see what is in bag number 1. Opening bag 1, and we found a few cool looking pieces, to be honest with you. I will mention these little traffic cone looking pieces right here. And I don't know, have they updated the printing much since the last version, and I just didn't look at it, but that's some really nice printing. Like, it's never really struck me as that big of a deal, but that's some really nice stuff there. And these legs, I like that they go the extra mile for these kind of things when they do. I've got a cape there, of course, because we have the Jedi to go with it. Something I will say is kind of cool as well is these are chrome, which is interesting. I've not seen that before. Not that it's extremely incredibly rare or unheard of or anything, but it's just I haven't seen that before, and I think that's pretty cool. These pieces I think are interesting enough. They're in the middle of the page, in the middle of the screen now is its counterpart to the other side of it. They are literally just to hold on to the wheels there, but they're still an interesting kind of part. You can see bits of the Droideka everywhere. I was going to mention these arms everywhere. You can see them kind of, they are also in kind of chrome, but more of a darkened kind of chrome style, but that is probably what the two discs over there in chrome are for. Of course, we've got the extremely rare orange brick separator, we've never seen before and we'll probably never see again. Pretty interesting little small parts list here, to be quite honest with you. Not that it, again, is anything too crazy, but it is still nice to see all of these kind of parts, like the gun here, as you can see in the middle of the screen. The lightsaber hilt is a nice version of the chrome, because the older chromes were just straight up silver. This one is kind of more like a matte silver, which I think is probably my favourite one. There's also a darkened version of the matte silver, which I think is even nicer, kind of a granite look to it, and it's quite nice to see. These parts, I've been looking for them to finish off another set I got on Facebook. Happy with the pieces. Quite interesting piece list here. And yeah, we'll get back to you now at the end of the build. So, at the end of bag one, we pretty much just have minifigs and droidicas. The droidicas just look awful. They do. They're like, they sort of just stuck with the first droidica they ever made, and that would have been fine. You can roll them up into a neat little ball, and it's not really hard to take them back out of that little ball, and it's just, this is just awful. But this thing has wheels. It has wheels. That's pretty cool. Like it's fun. Like they usually only put like those semicircle tiles on the bottom of them so they can slide, but that thing actually has wheels. I had great fun building it because it's quite sturdy actually. It also uses the I'm not sure what to call it, the corner pieces that kind of stick onto the bottom to make these things stick onto the back, you know. And it uses a good few of them to make all of this stick to the side and all of that. Like it does end up being a pretty sturdy build, which is pretty cool. I love those kind of like little blocky builds. And then we just have the two minifigures here. I suppose we can kind of swiftly move on to bag number 2. Oh, after I show you the spare parts that we have left over. Anything up there or down there? No. Yeah, bag 2. So, bag number 2. Nothing too wild, but I will say that this part is a little different because it's not really the normal brown. It's quite a dark brown, and it looks a bit smoother than the other parts that it was like, you know, the bright grey part that we've seen before and all that kind of thing. Onto the small side, we see a nice, I like the fact that they have the R2-D2's head is the right colour on these R2-D2s, because, you know, his whole head is silver, and, you know, it's just nice to see that. And we can also see, I'm just going to be an angle here, that the top of the heads of the droids is printed, which I actually think is really nice. I love that. I mean, it's just something I really like. Because I used to colour them in Sharpie the odd time when I was a wee toddler. And again, we have this helmet coming back. It's been there since the first Naboo Starfighter, and I'm, to be honest, just sick to death of it. But I will say that they've given some nice back print into Anakin this time. I'm not sure when they brought that in, but that happened. Sound, I'll give you an update, so at the end of the bag. So at the end of bag 2, we can see the ship coming along nicely. The underside is pretty much done, I think. That's probably where the base slots in, so I don't think there's too much left. It's pretty much just the engines now, really, and a little bit more on top. Surprised to see, though, that the fueling station that comes with it hasn't been built yet, so maybe that's at the end, but, you know, usually they keep all the small builds together. Give you a look at that figgies all done up. Yeah, I suppose we can kind of move straight on ahead after showing you the spares for this bag. Just, you might not have seen that one there. And yeah, there we go. So bag number 3 here, and to be honest, all I can really do is give you an overview. I can mention that this piece is newer for the Naboo Starfighters, but I think it was used on the last one. Otherwise, I pretty much can just give you an overview. There's nothing too crazy happening in these bags here. at all. If you want to maybe mention that there's a thermal detonator essentially, but just not printed, so it's a chrome 1x1 circle tile, and this was before dots was out, so that, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll give you an update so when the bag is finished. So bag number 3 finished, and I gotta say it's coming along pretty nicely. We can see now that most of it is done. I just have the engines left to do. You can see there I was wrong earlier on. There was a little bit more to do on the underside of it. Not much, but a little bit to really round it off. And to be honest, it feels like just by building it from this part, it feels a bit smoother. It feels a bit slicker, and it kind of looks more like the Naboo Starfighter than the last ones have. Now, I didn't think that there was a massive difference, but from the cockpit here to where R2-D2 sits, that whole thing just flows right into each other, which I think is pretty nice. But I suppose, yeah, we have some stickers as well there, of course. Some here, some down there, and one there. Some here, there, everywhere. Like, there's stickers everywhere. They could have printed these bits. Now, another bit they should have printed, which they usually do, is the cockpit insides there. Usually they'd print that tile, but I had to put the sticker on that tile, and I didn't like it. But it's a cool sticker now, but it is. The printing on it is nice, but, we'll get to it. Yeah, not much to say other than we've added more onto that part as well. So yeah, we'll get to bag number 4, the last bag, and just give you a little look at the 4 spare pieces that were left over. And yeah, we'll get on to bag 4. So the final bag number 4. We can see here there's actually a nice kind of selection of parts here. We have this little wheel in the middle, the translucent kind of, is it neon blue or is it some kind of blue? It's pretty nice. It's a lovely colour, I think, to it. And we got the cog underneath it, which is, it's not exactly rare, but it's something. We got the jackhammer handle there, which I assume is for the fueling station that we're building with it. We have, there's a nice few bits. We have a stairs there, also seen in Darth Vader's castle, if I'm not mistaken, but that doesn't come out for a while. We have a translucent green brick here. I'm a sucker for the translucent pieces, to be quite honest with you, and I'd love to see where that goes. This piece is a bit more rubberier than the last few have been. They seem to be more plastic, but this one is actually rubber. So that's good that they're upgrading all that kind of stuff. Well, again, this set is from like 2015, if I'm not mistaken, so it's not really much of a new thing, but it's new to me, and we'll keep going with it. As I was saying earlier about the printed cockpit tile, this bit here is printed. You can see it right there. 2x1 tile printed. Simple, Why didn't they do it on the other tile? They could have done it, but they gave extra detail to the whole printing of the torsos on this one and the legs on this one, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Now this piece is interesting. It's like an angle piece, so it kind of goes left and right this way, left and right that way, and then up and down. So that's kind of interesting to see there. Assuming that is for the docking station, the fueling station, sorry. So I'll give you a wee update, so whenever we're finished this bag, and it'll be the last bag. We got some hidden colours in here. We got a nice blue and a green hidden up inside the engines. If you can see, they are right on in there, which is pretty cool. I love the way they do that. I hope they're going to do that with this little translucent piece as well, to be honest, but I don't think they will. I haven't actually looked to see where it is, but I really hope it's going to be hidden somewhere. So at the end of bag 4 and the end of the box completely. First glances, I will just say that it's probably the best one I've seen. I thought I didn't. I wasn't exactly too excited to build it because I'd build the one that they'd made just before it very recently, and I thought there's not going to be much of a change. And to be honest, I am very, very pleasantly surprised. As I said earlier, this just looks an awful lot more smooth. Once you put R2D2 in there, he's a lot more hidden than in the last ship that they made. These, I just love the blue bit on them, the translucent blue bit, and also I will just mention that these don't move. These stickers always move, these red stickers, because the part on them always twists around. Because the only part of it really that's held on is these two with the holes in them, the two grey bits there in the middle. And the rest kind of free flows around the place, and it's just amazing to see. And I will say the stand is upgraded an awful lot as well because it's a lot more sturdy. Like, I think there's only a 2x2 or a 1x1 even pin in between all that on the last stand. This one's a tank. Like, this one's not going to wiggle or anything like that, especially once you put it on. Like, it's a lot more sturdy. I will say it's a heavy enough build compared to the last ones, and it is solid. Like, it doesn't feel hollow, it doesn't feel flimsy. It's definitely, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it'd be good, but I didn't think it'd be this good. It is definitely the best one they have made. I thought this one would bring it down a little bit, but it hasn't. So anyway, these are the leftover bits from bag 4, and from the whole box you've got these, and these are the bits from the entire set. So thanks a million, guys, for watching the unboxing, unbagging and building of the Naboo Starfighter, the newest version of it. The number escapes me at the moment, but I will be uploading the review as soon as I can, hopefully within the next couple of days. And thanks a million for watching. Give a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you think I could have done anything better or have done anything perfect. Thanks a million, guys. See you again.